Wonder about many of the larger ships in Star Citizen, and as you come across living spaces, it'll become quite obvious. Many of these ships are designed to be a home away from home. That's all well and good from an immersion point of view, but what does it actually mean for gameplay? I'm Forrester, and this video will explore that theme, considering what ship living spaces might mean, from bunks to kitchens to toilets, or buckets in some cases. So pull up a comfy seat, grab a brew, and we'll explore the possibilities of what might be. The first and most obvious talking point is bunks, and that's because ships with beds already provide an option for logging out somewhat safely in the depths of space. Currently, that's only situationally useful, as logging out sends you right back to somewhere safe anyway. But in the future, that may well change, and so being able to safely depart elsewhere will be an advantage to ships that offer it. At least, unless the way that bed logging changes in future. It has been suggested that perhaps players will be able to log out anywhere, and bed logging would instead impart some kind of buff for getting a good night's sleep. But then there are some unanswered questions about bed logging. For example, how might that work for multi-crew ships? Whilst the previous idea of agent smithing into an NPC seems to have been unceremoniously scrapped, many multi-crew ships do include multiple beds, and it's not clear what mechanics, if any, will accompany them. Then, in many ships there are kitchens, places set up for the storage and preparation of food and drink. In most ships this is currently just decorative, although there are notable exceptions for some fridges that spawn with food and drink inside, and for the rare few who customize their Origin 300 series to include a coffee machine for infinite free Java. As for what we might see in future, there's a possibility that the concepts of food and drink preparation get rolled out more widely, with more ships able to generate their own consumables. Or perhaps not. Or perhaps this is another area that follows the buff route. But what's likely to remain true is that onboard ship inventories are capable of storing significantly more items than player armor and backpacks, so the ship will likely continue to be a great place to store food and drink beyond what can otherwise be carried. And of course, that inventory storage often extends to more than just food and drink. Many ships have functioning weapons racks today, but many also carry armor suit lockers for the future, and with the Star Citizen 1.0 plans including meaningful differences between types of clothing and armor, with corresponding buffs and debuffs, ships that have sufficient storage for different types of outfits could make for a very useful place for getting changed to match the task at hand. Of course, ships have many other functions like engineering and resource management, specialty functions like hangars or drones or medbeds, but they're probably beyond the scope of this video in exploring habitation. And then there are the washroom facilities, with a variety of ships offering toilets and showers. It seems highly likely that these will remain cosmetic in nature. There don't currently seem to be any plans to introduce a toilet mechanic, for example, and so, much like many of the other interior spaces, just serve to make your ship feel more like home. Which brings us to one final point, which is customization, or perhaps more precisely, personalization. Those little touches that make your ship your ship. Currently there are some bobbleheads and mini flags that can be attached to some ship dashboards to do exactly that. Plus, ships with physicalized space aboard can be unofficially decorated with any decoration. And then there are the external ship skins to personalize further. Sadly, these seem to be all too often paid affairs at the moment, with past promises of being able to paint ships ourselves a seemingly distant memory. But all of these customizations undoubtedly help to make a ship more of a home. Some ships more than others. It's not too often that I make these type of videos for the channel, so I'd be grateful to know your thoughts in the video comments, or maybe a thumbs up or thumbs down to let me know if you want more or less of them. And as always, if you're not yet subscribed here, you might like to do that to let YouTube know you'd like to see more Forester videos on your feed. But otherwise, and as always, thank you for watching.